Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Welcome back.
No, hello, sir. I can hear you now.
So sorry about that. What happened?
I guess network or something.
Or you were there all the time? It didn't happen to you?
I think US network is bad.
Yeah, well, that's very unusual. The Abuja people has brought this. So.
Abuja network is fine, sir.
Oh, this is unusual. Okay. Oh. Any mountain of fire person here? Maybe we need to cast out first. All right. So we're talking about network infrastructures, right?
Yeah.
So we're saying that because these are terms that we would use in class and terms that they would use at interviews. So they are very fundamental. If you don't understand this, then we cannot communicate. So we already have an idea what a network is. So anytime we're talking about network, we know what we're talking about. So I will try to explain when they say network infrastructure, they are talking about the physical components. Infrastructure has to, well, not always physical, but for now, the physical devices and components and systems that make up your network. Your servers, your computers, your cables, your switches, your routers, everything working together is referred to as your network infrastructure, including the software, the windows that you put to make that network work. They are part of the things, part of the infrastructure that must be in place for your app to run. Now, why? Okay, it's right. So you have an idea what network infrastructure is. So if I say, Chris, give me a component of network infrastructure. If I say network infrastructure, what do I mean? Just mention one thing that will be part of the entire network. Servers. Yeah, that was for Chris. So Chris has the answer. All right. Servers, obviously, will be a vital network infrastructure. So when all these infrastructures, your servers, your computers, your networks, and everything are resident within that bank that we mentioned earlier, or resident within Glow office, or resident within MTN office, and you see them physically there, then compared to okay, let me put it this way. One form that network infrastructure take is to have them physically present in your premise. Another form is to have them located somewhere you do not know. So your servers, your cables, your switches, your routers, cables are not actually part, I'm just mentioning cables. The real core server network infrastructure will be servers, switches, and routers. Okay, so when physically located, that is when they are actually called your enterprise infrastructure. But when they are located somewhere where you do not see them, you do not even know where they are, yet they are performing their roles. You want access to server, you telnet from your laptop or from your system, like you will be doing later. It's nice from somewhere. Arinze, I guess from you.
Sir?
Noise, check your noise. You may want to mute your system if you are not using it. So it is possible to have your network infrastructure in physical form within your premise. That is one way. Another way is to have your network infrastructure not in physical form, not within your premise, owned by somebody else, located somewhere else, but you still have access to your servers, to your switches, to your routers. You can still add computers, remove computers. determine who has access to what, and so on and so forth. When those physical infrastructure, they are not in your premise, they are somewhere else, that is what we call cloud. That is what we call cloud. So cloud simply means that, yes, you do have a network, but you did not go to the market to buy the system. I'm going to have to mute some people now. Because...
Can we all just mute our microphones, please?
Okay, so cloud. In cloud, your servers are not yours. They are leased from somewhere, from somebody else. Your switches, your routers, they are not yours. But for an enterprise network, these devices are yours. You needed to go to Computer Village, buy them, set them up, and they are within your premise. Do you get the difference? Now,
yes.
Occasionally in this course, we'll refer to enterprise infrastructure. That is, we'll refer to cases where you physically have the switches, you physically have the router. But most of the time, 90% of the time, we'll be referring to networks that is not enterprise infrastructure, but cloud. In other words, you have access to servers, you have access to routers, you can configure and do whatever you want as if they were locally resident in your premise, but they are not yours. They are leased from a cloud provider like Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and so on and so forth. Of the many cloud providers, these are the three popular ones in that order. So anytime we're talking about cloud providers, we'll refer to these three people, these three companies. Amazon. The cloud services of Amazon is called AWS, Amazon Web Services. The next would be Microsoft. The cloud services of Microsoft is referred to as Microsoft Azure. And then the next is Google. The cloud services provided by Google is referred to as Google Cloud. Again, most of the time, when I refer to AWS, I'm simply saying cloud as provided by Amazon. But Amazon is not the only cloud provider. So when your servers, your switches, your routers, your private networks, your public networks, everything relating to networking is provided by Amazon, for example, then you say you are in cloud. So I'm training you to, first of all, become an enterprise person. In other words, you know what a switch is, how to use it, what a router is, how to use it, what a server is, how to create one, configure one, administer one. And then once you are familiar with all of this, I'll now take you to cloud and show you everything you already know, everything I already taught you that you can do within enterprise. This is how to do it in cloud. At that point, you can now say, yes, I'm a cloud professional. I don't want to say an engineer at this time because there are different specializations. Now you see that cloud is so wide, so many resources, thousands of tools that you can use to come up with something new, or in fact, there's so much to do in cloud. So we're not going straight to cloud. We are first of all going to start with your laptop and then show you basic things that you can do that you would ultimately take to cloud and then learn more in cloud, depending on what cloud service you are looking at. The names, the nomenclature, that is the different names that they are called, vary from provider to provider, but essentially it's the same thing. Whether one person calls it the E2, another person calls it Z1, the function is basically the same. So once you know the function is the same, irrespective of what they are called. Right. So now you know what a network is, you know what infrastructure is, you know the difference between small office, home office, and enterprise network. And then you have an idea what cloud is. Now there's another term called virtualization. And virtualization is what you are going to be doing. You do have a laptop, right?
Yes.
That laptop in front of you, Yeah. All right. So you need at least 2, 3. You need multiple computers. In my case, I can have up to 8 computers running concurrently. You need multiple computers to run on your laptop to be able to practice the things that you'll be learning. You are going to create one computer, another computer, join them together in a domain, configure this. You know, everything you should be doing in the real world, you are going to first of all do it on your laptop. To make that possible, we are going to do what is called virtualization on your laptop. With virtualization, that's your physical machine, that's your laptop. Okay, we are beginning to use the right terms now. So for virtualization, we're going to call your laptop physical machine or host. Within that physical machine, within that host, we are going to install a software that will make it possible for us to create as many virtual machines as your resources can take. So that even though you have one laptop, you can ultimately have as many as, in fact, let's be modest, at least 2 virtual machines inside your physical machines. So you make one the server, and you make the other one the client. And then when I teach you and I do, you also can practice. So this concept is not just a lab concept. It's not just like you are in the lab and you are experimenting. No, that's another big picture you must have at the back of. This is the real world. This is what is happening practically in the real world. So the concept of virtualization is real. So whatever you do, you can go out and claim that you now know it because you have done it. If you have done it the way it is done, it's not like because you did it sitting in your home, then you didn't do it the right way or you didn't do it the standard way. You have done it the way you should have done it if you were working remotely for Microsoft. If you were working remotely for Intel or whatever company, it is the same thing. So with virtualization, which we are going to do today, we are going to, you already have your host machine and you have an operating system on your host machine. Most of you will have Windows 10 on your host machine. Because you already have an operating system, Windows 10 or Windows 7 or whatever Windows you have on your host, we are going to install another kind of software on top of the operating system. That software on top of the operating system will make it possible for us to now install as many virtual machines as your RAM, your hard disk, and your processor can support. Basically, you put to support 2. So this software that you place on top of your operating system to make it possible for you to install many virtual machines is called Hypervisor. Hypervisor. Hypervisor are of 2 types. We have type 1 hypervisor and type 2 hypervisor. Type 1 hypervisor, you install it on bare metal. You don't need an operating system. You put it right on the hardware of the computer. That's type 1. They are much more powerful than type 2. But type 2 hypervisor is the one you are going to use because you already have an operating system on top of your hardware, and therefore you are going to put it on your operating system so that you can have many virtual machines. So the type 2 hypervisor we'll be using today is called Oracle Virtualbox. So we're going to install Oracle Virtualbox on our machine so that we'll be able to create virtual machines on our host. How many can we create? It depends on how many resources, how much resources you have, and how many virtual machines those resources can support. Am I making sense?
Yeah, sure you are.
All right, so let's find out that everybody's following and then we'll move from here. I'll take questions now.
Okay, I have a question. My name is
Okay.
Ilona
Okay,
Adams.
Okay, Luna.
good afternoon, sir. Can I ask my question?
Ilona is talking. Ilona Adams is talking.
Okay, the software that we're going to install on our laptop for virtualization, is it going to affect our operating system?
First of all, the way Leona Adams put it is very correct. He has used the language well, correctly. So learn from that for the rest of you just coming in. So he's saying the software, the hypervisor that we are going to, however I put it, was perfect. There's no fault there. I'm impressed. Obviously, he already knew this thing before he came in. But I want you all to grow up to become like him in the way you use this language. Yeah. So now, is it going to affect our operating system? No. Is it going to affect our resources? Yes. There's a difference between resources and operating system. Your resources are basically, when we say resources on your laptop, your hard disk, your RAM, and your processor. So is it going to take up space in your hard disk? Yes. Is it going to share the processing power of your system so that your system, instead of focusing on one job, is now doing several little jobs for so many machines? Yes. Will your RAM space be affected? That's the table where computers work. Yes. So that's why I kept saying, depending on how much RAM. In fact, a few people here will not even be able to do virtualization because their RAM will be so small that the host will not be able to share with the virtual machines. Did that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Next question.
So I do have a question. This is for
Okay.
you.
Okay.
I'd like to understand the word domain.
We're not there yet, Ria. We'll get
Okay.
there. But basically, domain is the name that Windows call their enterprise networks. You know, we're talking about networks.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when we talked about networks?
Yes, I do.
So within Windows, you could have either work group or domain. So domain simply means is the name that Windows, it's peculiarly to Windows. Linux and other operating systems don't call it domain. So the name that Windows call a network within an enterprise environment is domain. So why I, as a network engineer, will refer to Zenith Bank Network as enterprise network, the Windows engineer configuring the server, the Windows server, will refer to that same network as domain.
Okay.
But we'll create domains, so we'll talk more about domains.
All right.
Yes. Who else is there? Questions, please. Yes.
Okay, yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Can I refer to VMware, ESI to hypervisor software?
It's you are saying is X a hypervisor? Yeah, come again, Sanusi.
Okay, VMware EXI. Can I refer to them as hypervisor software? I'm asking this question because
yes, they are hypervisors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, EXI. I call it XE. ESXi. Just you and I know.
Exactly.
The rest people don't know. It's a hypervisor. It's a type 1 hypervisor.
Great. Okay.
Then VMware is the brand name, the broad name that Windows call their hypervisors. VMware. So they do have one. They have many at the type 1 level and a few or one at the type 2 level. At the type 2 level, the Windows equivalent to Oracle's. Am I losing somebody? Am I sure I'm still carrying people along? Maybe that's too technical for now. Let's leave that. I don't want to scare anybody. Yes, to answer your question, yes, they are hypervisors.
We can get you, sir. Just go ahead.
Okay. All right, sir.
All right. So what I was saying was the Windows equivalent of Oracle's Virtualbox is the Microsoft equivalent is Microsoft VMware. Microsoft VMware. So the two instances that Abiodun mentioned, yes, they are both hypervisors. One is type 1 hypervisor, the other one is type 2 hypervisor. And let me stretch that a little further. Now, do you know that now you know what a hypervisor is, Abi? Right? Sorry, I'm speaking Nigerian. You are not all Yoruba. Now, you know what? You have an idea what hypervisors are right now, right?
Yes, sir.
Is there anyone who doesn't understand? Because that's vital for understanding so many others. Okay. Now, it is virtualization that makes cloud possible. Because the whole idea of cloud is that somebody had a laptop and placed hypervisor on the laptop. And then he was now able to create 200, for example, virtual machines. And each virtual machine is an independent computer. And then he thought, what do I do with all these virtual machines? It's so much resources. Okay, Abiodun, this virtual machine that I created, since you do not have enough resources to create your own virtual machine of 8 gig RAM, 1 terabyte hard disk, type 2 processor, I give you this one. They pay me $50 every month. All you need is just to use anyhow laptop, even if it's a 1 gig RAM laptop. Just use it to telnet, that is to log into this your VM, and then you have access to this powerful machine. And then I go to Adams. I say, Adams, don't worry about you don't have money to buy laptop. Just get any old-fashioned laptop. This is how to log in, and then log into your virtual machine, and then you can have access to robust server to do all the work that you need. Desi, this is yours. So I just distribute them like that. So that is cloud. But what gave rise to that cloud? It is virtualization. Especially when that virtualization is done using type 1 hypervisor. Type 1 hypervisor eliminates the operating system. So the Adams asked earlier on, the resources and the operating system, is it affected? So the effect that, or the space and the limitations that the operating system here would have introduced to these resources is eliminated when I don't even have any operating system here. I just put my hypervisor on it and make the virtual machines available to everyone to place their own operating system and treat the virtual machines like they would their direct hardware server. And then after I do that, I realize, wow, this business is good. Everybody's enjoying it. This is good. Then I buy another machine. Then I buy another machine. I buy another machine. And then I expand. And I have machines so big that I now need a warehouse to put all my machines, run all the cables, employ people. So that warehouse containing all my machines that I sublet to Adams, to Abiodun, to everybody becomes is what they call your data. That's what they call data center. That is the infrastructure that holds your cloud. Because even though it is cloud to you, it's actually physical equipment somewhere owned by somebody, managed by somebody in some warehouse. Call it warehouse because it's a big place, not just one tiny room. Although these days it's possible for you to have cloud just from your laptop. But we're not talking about that kind of small cloud. So we're talking about real enterprise cloud. So I don't know. I took you a bit further there. Now you see, I'm trying to paint a picture that connects you and what you are learning to the real cloud, to see that even though you are doing it in your room, that is how cloud started. The only difference is that cloud is robust and capital intensive, because they are not just dealing with one laptop. They are dealing with, in fact, it's so robust that they are not even talking about laptops. Rather, they are talking about the whole of laptop appearing just as a simple card like this. So the full power that your laptop currently has, you just get a simple card like this that has the equivalent power, just put it on the expansion slot, and it's available to the whole world to use. Anyway, we'll deal with that in details later, but I'll just try to make a connection between virtualization and cloud. All right. If there are no more questions, I'll ask you questions now and see who would impress me with your understanding of what I've explained. Okay, so many people joining, but I see only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we are. About 16 persons. What are the others? You're not on video? The other people are not on video. All right. I did okay. Okay, you can hear me, right? What is the connection between virtualization and cloud? Adegoke didn't hear me. Okay, Nuruddin, can you hear me? Arizi, can you hear me? All right, I'll just focus on the people I can see. Bukola. Oh, okay.
I can hear you.
Yes, Nuruddin can hear you very well, sir.
Okay, so that was okay. Nuruddin can hear me now. Let me try him again. Nuruddin, what's the relationship, what's the connection between virtualization and cloud?
Virtualization and cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. No.
Are you just joining?
Yes, because you just accepted my invitation again. So.
Okay, so back to Bukola. Connection between virtualization and cloud.
Yeah.
Bukola has disappeared because I asked question. Okay, Anthony, you are taking her place now for what I.
Okay, thanks so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from my understanding so far, it is virtualization that makes cloud possible.
Correct. Stop there. You are right. So that is it. That's all I want you to know for now. Without virtualization, there's no cloud. So virtualization is the foundation for cloud. Now, good. So what happens in this? Okay, I should have scrolled this way. Oh, I see what you guys are hiding now. Okay. Wow, there are so many of you. Look at fine faces. Where have you been? Follow,
Well done, sir.
Okay, have you been here for a while? Do you understand what we're talking about?
Yes, very much so.
Okay. Now for Lonshaw, look at this scenario. You are the network administrator for your office. And you know what the office server room looks like. Server here, another server there, the domain controller there, and then cables, switches. And then you come to work one morning and, excuse me, I'm looking for a word now. All these individual components, your server, your computers, your cables, your switches that make up your network.
Infrastructure.
Infrastructure. So all your infrastructure gone. All you see on your table as a network administrator is a laptop.
Wow.
And everyone is happy. We've done it. And you are surprised. Where are my servers? Where are the cables? Where's everything? Your network is still running fine. What just happened?
Probably you have a you have an on-premise site and you have a remote site, probably on the cloud or something, as backup for your infrastructure.
Okay. So I'm looking at the answer to that question from the perspective of what I have taught today, what you have learned today. So you brought that to class, you didn't learn that from me. So who can try? What just happened? You all had that scenario.
Yes, sir. From my understanding, I could say it has been moved to the cloud, or all those infrastructure has been moved to another location entirely from the physical office where you could see them, and you still have access your usual connection to them when they
Let me give it a try, sir.
Yeah, you tried. Abiodun, you tried, but the reason I stop you when you get the answer right is so that you don't adulterate the answer, you don't dilute the answer with the first part was right, but you added something that I'm thinking about to say, are you completely right? All right, Adam, try.
Okay, from what you taught, that scenario has been translated from an enterprise network to a cloud-based network.
That's the best answer. Very precise, and from what I thought, yes.
Okay.
Again, I need you to reason like the way Adam just presented the answer. That kind of, you know. So from what I thought and from the explanations we have had and from your contributions, the likely thing to have happened is there's no physical equipment there. So it must be somewhere that you cannot see. That brings cloud to mind. Okay, cloud. And then you can connect from there and then we can conclude that that was what happened. Anybody that says that's not correct, you would have explanation to do. You really need to understand what happened then. But that's the safe assumption. I need to understand that you are following. I need to understand that you are following not from what you already knew, because we want to carry. There are people here who are this is their first class ever in IT, so don't bring what you knew. Tell us what you have learned here and how that has helped you understand it, and then by doing that, you would encourage somebody. All right, I'll ask another question. Ask another question. So, Adam, that concept you just explained is called physical to virtual migration. That scenario I painted with the answer that you gave, that concept is called physical to virtual migration. So now that you have learned this term, another way to answer that question would be there had been a physical to virtual migration.
I'm with you, sir.
Yeah. Did you get that explanation?
Yes.
Okay. Physical to virtual migration. Now, Uyo, what's the data center?
The enterprise is the infrastructure that holds the cloud.
Wow. Uyo. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Well said. That's the infrastructure that hosts cloud. Yeah. Beautiful. So I'm good. If you learn that here, then I am making progress with you guys. So VDI. Okay, so if all of that is said, maybe we should do some practicals and then let us convert our laptop to, let us do some virtualization on our laptop so that we can have a virtual environment for some virtual machines. But before then, let me take questions so that you understand what you're about to do.
Let me ask a question, sir.
Yes, please.
Please, can you give us a specification for the RAM size and
I don't know. Just use what you have. If it works, fine. If it does not work, then you need to go and upgrade. But ideally, 4 gig RAM should do the work.
Okay.
4 gig, ideally, 4 gig RAM should do the work. And then as you create more and more machines and you find that, your space, your hard disk space is growing, you don't have more space, then you delete some virtual machines. So as you may not be able to host 8 virtual machines simultaneously. So once you host 2 virtual machines, you are doing well. By the time you introduce the 3rd one, you see that the system is a bit slow or hanging.
What's wrong? You want to?
This is distracting me. How do I mute everyone? Mute all. All right, so that's the best answer. So start with what you have, and then let's see how far that can go. Next question. Before you ask question, just unmute yourself so I can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hello, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is Lawrence. I want to come again with this hypervisor. I don't really get the full knowledge about it. If you can just go give me a definition, then I can just pick up from the hypervisor.
Am I recording this video? I should record. Yeah, it's recording.
Yes.
So I'll have this posted on YouTube or somewhere, give you the link so that you can look at it again. You may not be able to go back to talk about. There's so much to do. I may not be able to do that. But basically, hypervisors are the software that make virtualization possible.
All right. Okay.
All right. So let's do hypervisor. Now, Google is very useful here. So hypervisor, they taught me in class that there's something called hypervisor. And then say type 1, type 2. Type 1, by the way, I'm going to create a manual for this. Ideally, what I do for my regular students, I buy material for them, but you are not my regular students. So what I'll do, I'll instead of making you buy material, I'll create a material for you where I'll define some of these things, explain things in details, and more importantly, most important of all, give you assignments and projects that will help you focus on the core areas to develop yourself and to prepare yourself for interviews. Okay, so we'll work on that. But in the time being, the next thing we want to do now is go and download. I said mute now. Why is my mute not working? Allow participant to unmute. Currently, new participant will be muted. Yes. I muted all, and somebody is still.
It's muted already.
Please mute yourself so I don't hear the sound and distraction from you. Unless you want to ask question, then you can unmute. All right, so this is how to do it. Let me share my screen. Where's my screen? Share screen. All right. Share. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so what I want to do is I go to Google and I look for type 2 hypervisor. I mean, many ways to do it, but this is just, or better still, if I know the name of the exact hypervisor. Of course, you can read more about hypervisors here. A type 2 hypervisor is called hosted hypervisor. It's a virtual machine, blah, blah, blah. All right. So, but specifically, actually, no, even though I could navigate here until I find what I'm looking for, which will take a while. This is what I'm looking for, Virtualbox. I could actually Google straight away that I want to download Oracle Virtualbox. All right. So that comes up, and then that's the Virtualbox. Go to download. Please watch out and make sure you are downloading from a recognized link, from a good link, so that you don't have a virus downloaded to your system. Always verify that the links you are downloading from are authentic. Well, a link like this, Virtualbox, I mean, that's the direct link. Apart from Oracle, this is about the next best link to download from, not just some abstract URLs. So I take any of that, and then I say download Virtualbox for Windows hosts. So that's how to download. So, right, are you still seeing my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
All right, so it's downloading.
Yes, we can see you, sir.
It's downloading. It's downloading. So once it's downloaded, I'll open, and then I'll double click. It's open already because I clicked open. It's open. So if it wasn't open, I'll just download the icon from, okay, let me go through that. Are you sure you want to cancel? Yes, I want to cancel. So I can show people who don't know where to find. So the download is complete. The download is complete. And here I am. So how do I know where to find what I downloaded? I'll go to my File Explorer, and then I'll go to Downloads, and I'll find what I have downloaded here. So by default, unless you change the destination, by default, everything you download goes straight to the download folder. So if it does not run after download, then navigate to the download folders. Please mute yourself so I don't hear the noise in the background. So navigate to, yeah, let me just land here, then I'll give you a chance to ask this. So people have approached me to say before this class, please, I'm novice, so I'm carrying them along. I don't want to just assume that everybody knows where to download. Please, for your sake, I'm telling you now that, let me repeat this. You click your File Explorer, and then you look through your Downloads folder, and then, of course, the last thing you downloaded will be the first thing on top. Every other thing I have downloaded will be somewhere. I can look for them, but this is the particular download I'm looking for. So once I find it, I double-click it. And then it will come up with this wizard. I click next, 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 next. If you are not sure what to do, don't change anything. Just keep clicking next until the hypervisor, in this case, we'll stop calling hypervisor now, we'll call it specific name, Oracle VM Virtualbox is installed to your laptop. So that's the process of downloading and installing your Oracle Virtualbox. Now we are ready to install our first virtual machine. Well, I'm not going to complete this because I already have a Virtualbox on my system. But for you, you complete the process and say finish. By the time your system reboots, your computer is born again, and you can now do new things. All things are passed away. All right, questions now.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Babatunde. Please, I want to ask, what is the difference between this Oracle VM Virtualbox and VMware Workstation?
VM Workstation is the Microsoft version of Oracle Virtualbox.
Oh, okay.
So it's the same thing. They are both type 2 hypervisors.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, they are both type 2 hypervisors. But if your question is, why do you prefer Oracle Virtualbox? Why are you not loading Microsoft
VMware? Okay.
VMware. Then I'll ask you, you go and download and install Microsoft VMware. And then you will see that you have to pay a fee.
All right, thank you, sir.
Did you get that? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so for everyone else's benefit, the reason I'm using Oracle is completely free, no hidden fee. Completely free, no hidden fee. So nobody's going to ask me subscribe or do this. It's much easier to use than, for me, than Microsoft VMware Workstation Pro. Aside that, they do the same thing. They're exactly the same. They are both type 2 hypervisors, but by 2 different manufacturers. Question, good question. Any other good question? Yes, questions, please. You can't. Yeah, questions. There must be questions. So, are you doing it right away? Are you installing your Oracle Virtualbox right away?
Yeah, installing some.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We are installing, sir.
Install.
Installed already.
Download and then install.
Yes, sir. We are still like I'm still installing, sorry. Yes.
All right, no problem. So while they are installing, please ask questions. So this class is about asking questions. Bukola was the first person that came on board. Bukola, let me take your question.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. My name is Onyeka Chichima.
Onyeka, okay.
Yeah, I want to find out. Okay, while downloading the virtual box, am I to select the Windows host version?
What operating system are you using?
8.1.
What operating system are you using?
It was Windows 8.1.
Windows.
So, using Windows now.
So therefore you use Windows host version.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bukola, are you loading?
Yeah, hello, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, Babatunde again.
Uyo, are you loading? Are you downloading?
I've downloaded it and I'm installing it now, but a page pop up now that will I like to install the Oracle Partition Universal Serial Bus.
You want to install what?
Universal Serial Bus, USB, Oracle Corporation Universal Serial Bus.
Okay.
So should I install or I shouldn't install that?
Let's go ahead. That's too simple to ask. Go ahead, do whatever you want. If it doesn't work, start all over again.
All right.
Learn to walk. All right, so we're waiting for you guys to finish installation. And then after you have finished the installation, you find the box on your desktop, your desktop in your OS under your program. Click the box, and then your Oracle VM Virtualbox will load. And when it loads, it will appear like this. Somebody's waiting. Okay, so move this to one side. Okay. All right, so it will appear like this. This is my own Oracle VM one. Oracle VM Virtualbox. You see my screen? Ah, okay, we just done one hour. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Do you see my Oracle VM Virtualbox Manager?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So after you have you've completed your installation successfully, and you start the program, this is what you should see. But you will not have machines. These are virtual machines already installed. You will not have these machines.
Yes.
So the next thing I want to show you is how do you now install a machine. All right. So to install a machine, there's something we need. We need the operating system that would download into the machine. So let us go back to Google and download, this time, Windows Server operating system. So let us look for, we are doing Windows Server administration, right? So we need to download Windows 2016 Server OS. All right, so you can see my Windows now. Again, I am mindful where I download from. There's no better place to download Windows operating system than the manufacturer of Windows. So I'm looking for Microsoft.com. Try Windows Server 2016 on Microsoft Evaluation Center. Okay, that sounds good. I take that one. And then I have all of these options. So what I want to do is Windows Server 2016 evaluation copy for 180 days. At the end of 180 days, I'm already an expert, so I won't need this anymore. So it's good. So I take that, I take the ISO, that's the image file, the ISO, not any of this, but the ISO. All right. And then I click continue. I just fill in this form briefly, whatever I need to fill in. All right. And that's it. So I just say continue. What else? Where is it? Language. Download. So it's downloading. I hope you are seeing my screen. Sometimes you don't see the screen. Let me know so you can see. So my Microsoft Server 2016 image file that I would load into my virtual machine as the operating system is downloading. Open when done. When you are done downloading, open the folder. That's going to take a while. So let's give it time to download.
Excuse me, this is 6.5 gigabytes.
6.5 GB. Hey.
Yeah, it may take a while.
Annoys you.
It may take a while, but
hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I selected Windows Server 2016 now. Then I see, please select your virtual experience. Am I going to Virtual Lab or IFO?
Where are you?
No, I'm on start your evaluation.
Just go ahead, do whatever you feel you should do.
Hello, sir.
It doesn't work.
Are you repeating this class?
You have to make mistakes to learn. No, don't expect to just be told everything A to Z what to do. Feel what you choose what you feel is the right answer, and if it does not work, go back and choose something else. That's our problem.
Excuse me, sir. I wanted to ask: are you repeating this class tomorrow?
No, I'm doing something else tomorrow. I'm not repeating this one. We're moving.
Because of the 6.5 gig, it's going to be a real headache to download. You know,
I'm not doing the practical. See, I'm just showing you what to do when you are not in class. If you can download now, fine. If you cannot download, you have the whole time to yourself.
Okay.
So there are people that are not even downloading anything. They are just taking down notes so that they will go after class, settle down, download overnight, and then practice this tomorrow or somewhere. All right.
I think we should just continue the whole thing, so we can just keep going back to the whole thing, so we can cover a lot of things today.
I think give us 5 minutes more to finish downloading, please.
Okay. Everybody's a teacher. They are telling me what to do. Don't worry, I know what to do. Just you come along with me. So let me give you 5 minutes more, so that whatever you are doing, even if it's not, I don't expect your download to just go smoothly. Sometimes take up to 3 hours to download, depending on the speed of your internet. But again, I don't have to rush. These things need to sync. So for some persons, just being able to download and install the VM Virtualbox is enough achievement for today. So since you are doing that well so far, let's just ensure that you complete that successfully. I don't know, show you the other stuff, and then you can take your time to complete those things. In the time being, questions, please. Ekom Obong, Farinde. Yes, that's you. How are you? I can't hear you. Are you? Okay, you are trying to unmute. So, where is that my Instagram fan? Are you my? What's his name? What's your Instagram name?
Come find me.
Oh, that's your Instagram name?
Yes, sir.
Where is this lady that has been saying, I can't wait, I can't wait? Today is the day. Let me see if she's here. Yeah, so we are still giving you the 5 minutes. You have like 3 minutes left to complete whatever.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Okay. What's this Windows Server going to be used for?
Wow.
Just like you've explained Hypervisor, it's going to be installed on the machine. So you haven't explained what the Windows Server is going to be used for.
The Windows Server we are downloading, right?
Yes.
We are going to install it on the virtual machine we're about to create now, so that we'll have a server on which we'll practice all the server things we'll be doing.
Okay, I understand.
No worry. And we're going to complete that now. We're going to install the server today. At least, maybe we'll stop there, but let's install the server. So what have you done successfully in terms of downloading and installing? What one thing have you successfully done? Have you downloaded the Oracle Virtual?
Yes, I have downloaded the Virtualbox. I've installed it.
Who else have downloaded the Virtualbox?
I've installed it.
Yes, sir. I've also installed the VirtualBox manager.
Okay, so
I'm just waiting for the Windows server.
All right.
Which is very heavy.
Yeah, it's very heavy. So we'll not wait for that. I am Arinta Nuela. Are you here? I am Arinta Nuela. Are you here? Hello, did you hear me? Please signify if you are here. Your Instagram name is I am Arinta Nuela. Are you in class?
I think the computer stopped showing your screen.
You don't see me anymore?
No, your screen is still on.
All right, so give me just Abubakar Bello. Why are you always laughing? Are you doing something else, or is it this class that's so amusing? Abubakar Bello. Abubakar Bello, can you? Abubakar Bello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm here. No.
You're always smiling. Please share. I want to smile too.
What's up?
Sorry about that. I'm sorry about that.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
It's okay. I like it when you smile. But I don't smile too, so I want to share what makes
I'm trying to download the ISO.
Sam.
I'm able to download the Oracle Virtualbox.
All right.
I see the option.
All right, so we'll still have 2 minutes. I'll still give you two. We'll still have 2 minutes left. I'll use that 2 minutes to quickly grab it. Something.
I'll go and check it.
All right, so see you.
Sorry.
Hello, sir. Before the 2 minutes, I have this funny question to ask you, sir. Hello, sir.
is my own not showing like this?
Okay. Hello? Okay. Hello?
I can hear you, sir.
Okay. So now let's move on. Now you are going to come. I don't want to delete this just to demonstrate to you how to install. So bear with me because I'm using this for. All right, so this is how to install a virtual machine. File. Oh, sorry. Machine, new. What's the name that I want to call this virtual machine?
Test lab. Test lab.
Test lab, you said? Somebody was suggesting a name. Oh, I muted it, so I won't hear you now. Okay, so let's call it
test lab.
Test lab.
Yes.
Okay. Test lab. But whatever name, no, let's give it a more generic
We
name,
can
like
we can call it test lab 1, sir.
Vastra. Okay, let's call it Virtual Server. We can always change the name. I'll show you how to change the name. Virtual Server 1 or 2016. All right. Leave the folder as the default. What operating system are we loading? Microsoft Windows. And what version?
Windows.
2016. 2016. This will work now. Okay, let me just go ahead. 2016, 64 bits.
64 bits.
So did you get this first part? If you miss any part here, it won't work. It won't work. So just give it whatever name you deem fit, and then remember to check version Windows 2016 64 bits because you have the option of 32 bits. Take 64, and then say next. Here you want to assign of your abundant memory in your host computer. You want to assign some to the virtual machine. The default size assigned is 2 gig. If you want, you can increase or reduce depending on how much RAM space, depending on the total amount of RAM space you have on your laptop, on your host. In my case, I have 32 gig RAM. So assigning 2 gig out of 32 is not a problem. I could increase to 10 to 18, or assign the entire RAM. It's up to me, but I think 2 is enough. Did you get that? So I've assigned the memory size of 2 gig from my host to my virtual machine. I say next. Create a virtual hard disk now. I just leave it at that and I say create 50 gig. So take 50 gig from my hard disk and use it for that purpose. Create Virtualbox disk image. Okay, that's what we're going to use. Just leave it at that. You may read the details to understand this better, but leave it at that. And then next, dynamically allocated. Next. So how much space are you allocating? 50 gig or 10 gig, or how many gig hard disk space? The first we allocated was RAM. This is now hard disk space. 50 is a bit high, so I just reduce to 10. And then I'll say create, and that's it. My virtual machine has been created. Look at it. Virtual Server 2016. Any question?
Yes, sir, I have a question.
Okay.
I have 2012 Windows Server already loaded on my Oracle VirtualBox. So, but I'm still trying to download that 2016. I don't know if I can still manage that 2012 like that.
I don't know. When we begin to do practicals and you feel you can do it with 2012, why not? Otherwise, you upgrade. Or even if you already have that, I need you to do the practical of installing 2016. I'm not impressed by what you already know. I'm not judging you by what you already know. I'll be judging you by what you have learned from me at the end of this session. So if you want to follow me and practice everything I ask you to practice, then do exactly, unless you're already an expert and you know exactly what you want. You don't really need all my, you don't need to follow me letters by letter. All right, questions? What are you people? 78 people, no questions? Are you sure people are listening and you are getting it? Even when I have a class of 12 persons, I have questions everywhere. Now you are 78 and questions are not coming. What's going on? Yes, ask your question. I can't take chat because I'm busy doing a lot of things.
Sir, can you
if you are
hear me,
sending me chat, I can't see your chat.
Sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, sir. My question is that I'm very sorry. I'd like to seek your indulgence. I'd actually been on this platform since virtually some 15 minutes after the program started.
Okay.
I had issue with the network, and at the point in time, I couldn't hear at all. But I sought the advice of one of the members of the group. So he actually put me through on how to join the audio. And I started listening, let's say some 20 minutes ago, sir. I started working, the audio started working on my phone some 20 minutes ago. I wouldn't know if there's anybody I could really contact now to just take me through the introductory
upload this
steps.
video to
Today. I would really like to join
upload this video to YouTube.
The call to the conference call.
So that you
I don't know if there's any way I could go about.
We'll upload the video.
Sir?
We'll upload the recorded video to YouTube so that you can catch up with the part that you missed.
All right. I really appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right. All right. So, has anyone been able to install your virtual machine now? Their virtual machine?
This time. Can you virtual?
Yes, I have been able to install.
You have now installed your virtual machine.
Yes, sir.
I wish I could see your screenshot. Well, at least you have. I have at least one witness that this works.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's proceed. Now that we have a virtual machine, the next thing we want to do is put an operating system on this virtual machine.
I need the system.
The operating system that we downloaded. This is what we need to use it now. Somebody asked, what are we going to do with the OS? where we need to use it. I keep muting you guys and you keep unmuting, and then please just mute yourself if you want to talk.
I've been able to create the virtual server 2016.
The virtual machine, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good. So we do have a second witness now. All right, so let us do this now. I'm sure. Okay, let's see how it goes. So now we take our virtual machine. Look at it here. Are you seeing the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
we can see the screen.
my virtual machine is highlighted. Whatever machine I want to switch on, because they are all off now, I just switch it on. I click it and I say start. I say start. All right, so this is my virtual machine starting. But it's an empty machine. It doesn't have OS inside of it. So what do we do here? We come here. We click the box. And then that OS that we downloaded, remember we downloaded the OS server. Look at it. Downloaded today. Are you seeing my machine? You see this?
Yes, we can see it.
Yes, we can see your machine.
Yes. So downloaded today my server, Windows Server 2016 data center evaluation copy. So I take that one and I take it and I open. Okay. And then I say it's already highlighted, I guess. Okay, it's highlighted, take it, and then choose. And then you now say start the virtual machine using this operating system. That's it. So this is it. So my empty virtual machine is now loading the operating system. And the rest is basically wizard. Just follow the wizard. Where are you? I'm in US, blah, blah. Next, install now. So I'm installing the operating system now, install. So I follow this process till it completes the installation of Server 2016 operating system. Now be careful here. Take the one that has desktop experience, the number 2. If you take any other, it will still load the operating system, but not in the way that you will understand it. So the one you should take here is Windows Server 2016 standard evaluation with desktop experience. Okay, so next. I accept all terms and conditions. Next. And then here you are not upgrading, you are installing. So take install Windows only. You must get that place right, otherwise you miss it. So remember to take install and then say next. Okay. We couldn't create a new partition. Oh, my hard disk space is so small. Sorry about that. We couldn't create a new partition or locate an existing one. For more information, see the setup logs. I know what the problem. I think I know what the problem is. Now, in real life, you are going to come, not even in real life, in your own practice, you are going to come across it. It will not be as smooth as it is in class. It's not always that smooth. So you could have problems like this. For this one, I think I know what the problem is. So let me quickly go and either increase the space of my existing virtual machine, the hard disk space from 10 gig, or I create a new virtual machine. All right, so let me leave here. All right, so what? Excuse me. So let me leave this. Let me leave here.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Can we try this? What if we try to create new partition here? We just click on new down here to create a new partition. because this looks like a kind of unallocated space. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah, you
what
try
we can
it.
do.
Try it when you are outside class. Try it and experiment. Once you learn something new, then you can come back and share with me.
Oh, all right, sir.
Yeah, but for now, the way I know to do it, let me remove this machine. It will also give you opportunity to learn again how to do it if you didn't get it the first time. So to remove a machine is just to say remove, and then you must be careful to do these things. Well, not really as be careful, but the point I'm making is that you come across problems in trying to do these things is not unusual. So you may not get it right the first time, but don't give up. But in this case anyway, remember to click delete all files, so you don't have any old file hanging and disturbing the real thing later on. All right, so that machine, the full-fledged machine, is gone. So let me quickly create a new machine. For people just joining, this is how to create a new machine. I can take new from here, or I can come here and say machine new.
I think your screen is freeze, sir.
You're not seeing my screen?
I think it's freeze.
Yeah, the screen is not. Yes, I think the screen is not working.
Let me see.
Freeze, sir.
Okay. Let me see. Give me. Where's my screen? Give me 1 second. Let me see. Let me try again. Okay, can you see my screen now?
It's still frozen.
No, sir.
Still frozen.
Yes, you can stop sharing and start sharing again, sir.
Yeah,
That
I just did that. Let me come again. Let me. Okay, no problem. Share. Let me share something else. Any difference?
No.
No difference.
No, sir.
Okay, let me. Oh, okay. I think I found something. Where is it? I found something now, but it's post share.
Okay. It's not showing. It's not showing.
It's showing now? Okay.
Yes.
All right, that's fine. Oh, all right. So you see my screen, all right?
Yeah.
All right. So let's quickly create a new machine. Machine, new. And then what's the name?
Virtual server 2.
Okay. Virtual server. 16. Was it 2 or 1?
2016.
2016. Okay. All right. And then I said, remember to take 64-bit.
Yes.
Windows 2016.
Then
Microsoft Windows. All right. 2 gig RAM is okay. 50 gig. Experiment with your question. Can we do this? Can we do that? Go and try it.
Okay.
Go and try all. Can we do this? Can we do that? Can we not do this?
I think this second.
All right. So this is my window, right? This you can still see my window.
Yes.
All right. So let's start my virtual machine. It's not a server yet until I've installed my server, so it's still a virtual machine. All right. So add. Where's my downloaded OS? Move this. That's my downloaded OS. Open it. Make sure it's highlighted. It's already highlighted, and I say choose that one. I say start. Next, install now. desktop experience. Next.
Yeah.
Centralizing. Next. Centralizing. Install Windows. So now it's 50 gigs. So hopefully it should go. Please mute yourself. So next. So it's going through now. So that's the simple explanation is that the initial 10 gig was too small for Windows Server. All right, so installation is going to take a while because this is server. It's going to take a while. It's as good as I have shown you what I want to show you. The rest is just next. So while we are waiting and watching, I'll take your questions, and then by the time you will come back to class tomorrow, the installation would have completed, and then I'm able to start configuration. All right, so I just want to take your questions and make sure I answer questions that provide answers that will help you complete this installation by yourself. Exactly the way I have done it. After you have done it the way I have done it and you got results, then you can now begin to experiment. Okay, you said you should do 2 gigs. Suppose I do 1 gig, what happens? Then you can experiment and try this and try that and so on and so on. All right, questions, please.
Hello, sir. I want to ask a question.
Yes, please.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I want to ask if it's possible that we can copy the Windows from our hard drive, if it's saved in our hard drive, rather than downloading it.
Yes, if it's already in your hard drive, you know the place where I clicked to download to pick the ISO. Yeah, just tell the system where it is in your hard drive, where the ISO file is. So if you feel that this is and you go to Computer Village, you buy and download the ISO file to your hard drive, yes, it will work. It should work. It should work. That's an alternative. Yes. Any more questions?
Yeah. Okay. Does it mean that the hard disk space, the minimum requirement is 50 gig? Is that what it means?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Maybe the minimum is not 50. You can read up the documentary to know what the minimum is exactly. But it just means that 10 gig wasn't enough to do the work.
Hello?
Did you get that, Anthony?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, who is that?
Hello,
yeah.
Sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, last come here, I can hear you.
Yes. I just want to know what happens if we go for a lower OS, server OS, maybe not 2016.
Like what?
Are we good to go? Was it 2016
what OS?
Or we can go for previous one?
Like what OS?
2003.
2003.
I'm just like maybe previous version. I'm just mention that.
Well, if you don't give me the previous version name, I'll not be able to help you. Somebody mentioned 2012. 2012 will do the work, but of course, because I'm using 2016, and I'm giving you examples and navigating and doing stuff around 2016, I'll not be able to come back to tell you this is how it is done with 2012. So the best thing is to stick with me.
All right.
Sir.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Please, how can we remove the virtual server 2016 that was already created? On
you right-click it and then you click remove from the menu that comes up.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Hello. Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
It's me that is looking for questions. Timothy, yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to answer someone that asked about the hard drive space required to install server 2016. From the documentation, which is usually the minimum requirement, usually is 32 GB of hard disk space, and then you need at least 2 GB RAM.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I suspected that, but it was better you read it by yourself. All right, more questions?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. I've got
Yeah.
this question to have. When setting up a virtual machine or considering to have a server like we're doing now, is it important to consider the normal type of hard drive or a SAS hard drive?
It doesn't matter. Whatever hard drive you have, it will just recognize it and use it.
Great. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, when you hello sir, when you allocating a memory to when you are allocating a memory for your server, RAM and hard disk, you were trying to allocate more than 3 gigabit for RAM, but most of our system, probably the one that actually has the highest, probably 4 gig RAM. That's RAM. I'm not talking about the hard disk now. Then how do we do that? Like my own system, I have a 4 gig RAM. Okay. But
Well, I
have
allocated 2 gigs to my own. So try 1 gig, see if it works. If it does not work, later on you can increase to 2.
Increase it. Okay.
Imagine I'll show you how to increase RAM and reduce RAM later.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay, questions? Let's see how what are you seeing? Let's see how installation is doing.
Okay, make I go check on them. Make I go check on. All right.
Control. Where's control? All right. So people are waiting. Still waiting. We're just rounding off. You guys are just joining. So where's our server? What's going on with installation? Installation is still going on. Okay. All right. We can take questions while installation is going on because that's going to take a while, like I said. So tomorrow we'll configure. We'll start the configuration.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Please, can we run all of this on an Ubuntu machine? I know we are learning Windows Server, but is it possible to run it on an Ubuntu machine?
What do you want to run on the Ubuntu machine?
Your Virtualbox. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So instead of downloading the Windows version, you download the Linux version of Virtualbox.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yes. Questions?
Hello, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I missed up some points where you were trying to download the Windows Server. I want to know which of the version. I'm seeing Windows Server 2016, Hyper-V
Are you
Server
still seeing my
2016.
installation window?
Yes, I can see,
So
but it's frozen somehow.
Do you see
Okay,
me
I can see
password now?
Yes.
This is Windows 2016. Windows Server 2016.
Okay.
Look at it here. Windows Server 2016. That's what we
2016.
That's what we downloaded, and that's what we installed.
Okay.
All right. So enter your administrator password. Don't forget it. Without this, you'll not be able to do anything. So make sure you remember it, write it down as part of the installation, and then you click finish. All right. Control or delete. If you press Control or delete on your keyboard, it will not work. It will control your host machine. For your virtual machine, your Control or delete is found here. Input, keyboard, Control or delete. And then you enter that password that you created now. All right. So the installation continues. All right. While that one is going on, any more questions?
So please, can you just come back?
Can you come again with what is press?
That in the installation, please.
Input, keyboard, Control or delete.
Input, keyboard, Control, delete. Input, keyboard, Control, delete.
All right, so we've completed the installation, and that's where we'll stop today. How much time do we still have left from our 2 hours? 20 minutes? Okay.
I have a question, please.
Okay.
I just want to know when exactly when your resources begin to be used by the VirtualBox. Assuming you have a 6 gig RAM system now, and you have 3 servers installed on it, okay, you start running 2 of them. Does this mean you have assuming you're taking 2 gig for each of the servers installed? Your RAM size now, that's for your physical device. Is it going to be using 2 gig from them? Those are the ones that are started, or the 3 of them that you have installed in the VirtualBox, do they take up all the RAM resources on your physical hard drive?
Only the virtual machines that are running use RAM.
Those
are the
ones that, okay, if it's not running,
it's not using RAM.
Resource. Okay.
It's not using
So
RAM.
I'm
not saying it's not using any resource. They are 2 different things. It's not using RAM.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So if you have 8 virtual machines, each using 2 gig, each allocated with 2 gig, and you are running only 1 of those 8 virtual machines, then you are utilizing only 2 gig of your host RAM.
So for running that particular process. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. So let me see if I have questions for you. Let me go to my. So I've completed the installation, and that's what you will get. You see the window? What do you do from here? One more thing. I need this screen to cover everywhere. It's like there's one more thing we need to do. In those days, we call it to load drivers. We need to load the drivers to make the screen full and really complete the installation. To do that, let me. Yes. By the time we do that, you will notice that the screen will be full. Right now, it's not full. Okay, so what do? What we do is insert guest additions. Just click that, and then you come to this, your file explorer. Go to your CD drive, and then you click Windows Additions, VirtualBox Windows Additions. So this is like installing drivers. What's the better way to exploit them? This is like putting finishing touches to your installation. There are some things that will not work right optimally if this is not done. So the files that Windows need to install to do a clean finishing of the installation and make everything work optimally, the files are in this folder, Windows Addition. That is, after you have installed Windows, do this addition. So you double click that, and then you click next to install. That's it. It's done. By the time this Windows is restarting, it will now be 100% okay. All right? All right, finish. So because of that, Windows is restarting now.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
I'm having a question. I actually came late, but what if I already installed a VirtualBox before where I'm using my Kali Linux and my multiplicity? So what do I do? Will I just install this there too in my virtual machine?
What are you currently running on your virtual machine?
I'm running Kali Linux there.
Kali's Learning, right?
Yes, sir.
What's that?
Kali Linux.
Is the IT related?
Yes, sir.
So there's something in IT I don't know. Mention that thing again.
I think it's Kali
Kali
Linux.
Linux. Yeah.
Oh, Linux.
Yes.
Yeah, Linux is just the way I pronounced it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
Linux.
what you do now is, since you already have a virtual machine, just go ahead.
Linux. Linux
I
virtual machine.
got it. So since you already have your Oracle VirtualBox installed, what you do now is add a new virtual machine, and on that virtual machine, put Windows 2016.
Okay.
Yes. So that your Linux is on a different machine. Nothing is happening to it. It's safe. So create a second machine, and into that second download and install Windows 2016.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it. Okay, so input, keyboard, control or delete, my password. All right. So let's see the magic happen now. This screen is going to occupy everywhere now. And it will become a sharper. All right, so maximize that one. I'll maximize that one. All right, there we go. Okay, so that's it. That's what we'll stop today. So just come, well, you might not be able to complete this in one day because like I said, you are going to come, you're going to have issues, you are going to restart your server, you are going to keep doing it until you get this. Well, this is what you should get for you to say, yes, I've done it. And even after you have gotten this, you may want to delete and start all over again and make sure you can do it smoothly. So you can confidently say, yes, I can install the server operating system on a virtual machine. Don't do it the first time and claim you can do it. Do it at least 3 times, 4 times, maybe 5 times. All right, so that's that. Any question, any more question? So for this, the last person that asked the question, all you just do is come here and do new, and then put for this new machine now, and then tell it you are doing it for Windows 2016 64-bit. Where is it? Right there. And then you say, and then just accept 2 gig, create everything next as much as possible. And then after you have created the virtual machine, you start it. And then that operating system that you downloaded or that you couldn't download, you went to buy and install in your system, then you look for it and say, where is it? To click this yellow box, click add, and navigate. Look for it everywhere, wherever it is in your computer, until you finally find it, and then you click it, and then you say,
So
okay.
you're not all right. I've already sent you a lot of.
And then you say choose. And then by the time you say start, it will start to load the operating system. That's what it will do.
But I really love it.
Any more questions? But we don't need this one. So what am I going to do with it? I just delete it. I'll remove it. Right click and say remove.
Please,
Delete all files.
I've sent you this in WhatsApp. Maybe you are true. Okay, and send me the training.
Hello?
Yeah.
And the price so that I have a better knowledge.
Yes.
All right.
Questions?
I'll be expecting.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. While I tried starting up my virtual machine, the part where we say version, I could not see 64 bits on the system that I used. What I was seeing was only 32 bits, and I could not even see Windows 2.16. It didn't pop up. What could be the cause?
Let me put up the screen. Let me see your face.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
All right, so.
Okay. While I was going through the
exercise. The question. The problem is.
The problem. Okay.
Okay.
I could, on the part where you have version, Windows 7 64-bit and the rest of them, where you select Windows 2016, I could not find any 64-bit on the system that I tried to install it. I was only having 32 bits, although I tried on a different system and it worked. But I wanted to know why I did not see 62 bits on the other system that was working.
Is your system a 64-bit system?
Yes,
the architecture of your processor. All right, go to,
yes.
Do you know how to get to your BIOS?
I'm trying to do
you know how to get to your BIOS?
Yes, sir.
What operating system are you using?
Windows 10.
You know how to get to your BIOS when you're loading Windows 10?
Yes.
Go and enable virtualization in your BIOS.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sir.
Questions? All right, so apparently there are no questions. Under 1 day, in less than just 2 hours of training, my trainees are now experts. They know everything so well, they don't have questions.
I have a question.
Yeah, no, you don't have questions.
I have a question.
So go and practice. You will run into problems. Come on, have I warned you enough? Don't think that just because we did it like this in class, that's how smooth it is. So nobody will pay you $10,000 to run smooth things. So you are going to run into problems that you will need to sweat. Where's my... So you will run into problems. So you have to be able to, you have to learn patience to know how to resolve issues when you run into problems. All right. Somebody was going to ask a question. Please carry on.
Yeah, me K2.
Hey, K2. You're just coming in. This is 10 p.m.
No, I've been in. I've just been
Where's your
listening.
video? Where's your video?
Yeah, my question is.
Where is your video? Where is your video, K2? I need to see your face.
Where's my?
I cannot see my face and hide your own face from me.
Okay, let me tell you.
K2. Okay, so what's your question?
Yes, the question this guy just asked, as in this is my colleague here. You know, you told him to go and do something on the system because I was actually having the same issue. You know, but when he asked the question, you told him to go and activate. You know,
what operating?
I didn't get that part. Maybe my network was breaking.
What OS do you use on your system?
It's Windows 10.
Okay, because it varies from OS to OS. So restart your Windows 10. As your Windows 10 is starting, as the booting process is starting, press F10. In fact, keep pressing F10. Not too hard, just softly, intermittently.
Okay.
Then it brings you into a kind of setup called BIOS. So in the BIOS, navigate around until you find something relating to virtualization.
Okay.
Then enable it. Enable, maybe just a check of a button or something. Just make sure virtualization is enabled. Then come back and restart the system and try to do what you tried to do before.
All right.
Abubakar Bello.
Okay, thank you.
Abubakar Bello, any question?
No question for now, sir.
All right. So at the end of 4 weeks, you people would have become network administrators for Windows, not all networks.
Yes, by God's grace.
And by hard work, not God grace. There's hard work. I will record this and keep it. Yes. So that when you, at the end of the day, it's not because I have done it here and it has worked. Therefore, you are a system engineer, you are a Windows engineer. That's not what makes you a Windows engineer. It's not my work that makes you a Windows engineer. You practice, make mistakes, run into problems, solve them, and that's what makes you the engineer that you want to be.
All right, sir. Thank you.
All right, so let me see which other person is there. Who else? Well, I'm happy on the overall is good. At least we have over 70 people in class. That's impressive. Because I was hoping, you're not Nigerian, they will say they will come. Before then, 30 people or 70 people. Anyway, it's free, so, and I'm sure that by next class, if you would have told your other cousins and friends, we'll have more people. Lawrence Ngbaja. Lawrence Ngbaja.
Yeah, Lawrence.
Yeah, Lawrence, how you doing? Are you
Okay.
at work?
Yeah, I'm at work, so I have to.
Okay.
I've been following you, but I'm currently at work now. So I'm listening to what you're saying. I'm trying to.
Which Okpeyemi is this? Okpeyemi, can I see you? Okpeyemi, there's Okpeyemi here. Hello, Okpeyemi.
Hello.
Yeah.
I know.
What's Okpeyemi? Hello?
Hello.
Okpeyemi, can I see you? Which Okpeyemi are you? Are you my regular Okpeyemi or my regular class?
Okpeyemi, I am using both my phone and my system. I'm at work.
Which Okpeyemi are you?
Okpeyemi Adeniyi.
Are you one of the Okpeyemis?
Mine is Okpeyemi, one Okpeyemi, and the other one is Okpeyemi Dr. Adeniyi.
Okay, so apparently you are not the Okpeyemi. I think you are. I thought you were. Diola, Dupe Alao, Lagi Joseph, Ola Black. Okay, who else is here? There are so many. I'm just trying to get used to one or two names that I can. Akinwumi. All right, so not bad. First day, not bad. And Afe Mufuna.
Sir?
So how you doing? How's your baby doing?
I'm good, sir.
So are you join? Are you able to learn something today?
Yeah, but I'll do some research on my own. I came late.
Yeah, so I'm gonna upload this video now so that you can study and then hopefully be able to do something before we do another class tomorrow. Okay, 2 minutes to time. Oh yeah, did you learn something?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I did. I learned something.
So what did you learn? Summarize what you learned.
Okay, I learned about the network enterprise, IT infrastructure, virtualization, hypervisor. The only place I got stuck was trying to download the Oracle VM machine, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I actually got stuck there, but I'll find my way around. Since you say you're going to.
Where were you stuck? You didn't know what to click to download or what?
What? Yeah, I didn't see any option for download. You know, I tried clicking on something, but
let's quickly do it. Let's quickly do that again. So I load Google. My Google is loading. So my Google is on, and then I say Google. Move this away. Google.com. And then what am I looking for? I want to download Oracle Virtualbox. So you should see this. So instead of scrolling down looking for a better place to download, just click this first one because it's from Oracle Corporation.
Okay.
Did you see this? You probably overlooked it. It should come up. So that should do it for you. Go to download.
Okay.
And then click, because you are using Windows operating system and not Linux or any other OS, click the Windows host. And then once you click that, it will download automatically. That is already downloaded. And it's so small, it will download in less than 5 minutes.
Sir, please.
So did you get that here?
Can you come again?
No, sir.
On
What's appearing on my screen is just it's not coming out the exact way it came out on your screen.
So what do you see on your screen?
Virtualbox, download Virtualbox. And there's a session for login and preferences. There's another session for screenshots, downloads, documentation.
okay, I think I understand your challenge. Just go to download on your right-hand screen. Go to download, click on download. It will get you to this this page that he's talking about.
Okay.
So can you also quickly run through that, your Windows?
Windows Server, yes.
Oh, yes, please.
Windows Server, Google?
Yes.
Then what am I downloading? Windows Server, Windows 2016 Server, download ISO. It has to be ISO. That's the image file. All right, so once I do that and I press enter, to give me links. So whatever link I choose, I should make sure it has Microsoft.com. So in fact, specifically speaking, I'm looking for the one that has Evaluation Center. So I click Evaluation Center, where I can download all Microsoft OS, and then I see a number of them. Okay, Windows Server 2019, Windows Server 2019 Essentials, Microsoft Hyper-V Server, Microsoft Admin Center, everything. But the one I want is Microsoft Server 2016. Okay, so I make sure the one that is highlighted is ISO. Are you still with me? The person who has the question, because we have distraction.
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, so make sure you highlight ISO and then you say continue. Complete this kind of form. Nothing obligatory, just complete it with your name and whatever. It doesn't have to be correct information. And then you say continue thereafter. And then what language are you downloading? French or English?
All right.
And that's it. Once I did download, now it will start to download.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so thank you so much. That's about it for today. We'll see you again tomorrow, 9 o'clock my time, 3 o'clock your time.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much,
sir.
All right, everyone.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
And take care of yourself.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Sir, selection, please.
All right.